dinosaur box. I wonder what it could be. Shall we have a look? Wow! It's another story. It's called Finding Your Happy Voice. Story by Teneile Arnold. Illustrations by Pauline Murphy. This sounds really interesting. I love all the little characters. Actually, they're not little, they're quite big, aren't they? That pig whale. I wonder what this is about. We're going to have to read it and find out. Finding Your Happy Voice. Finding Your Happy Voice by Teneile Arnold and Pauline Murphy. Some days it was hard being little. Some days Kaiden felt sad. Some days happy, some days angry, and some days he just didn't know what to feel at all. He had a lot of what his mummy called emotions. I bet we all have those, don't we? One morning, he stomped into the kitchen and said, "Good morning, Mummy," in a very grumpy voice. "Oh," said Mummy. "Kaiden, I think you've lost your happy voice." Lost his happy voice? I wonder where it could be. Kaiden wondered where his happy voice had gone. Kaiden's wondering too. He imagined a big, hairy gorilla in the jungle singing away with his happy voice. But there were no gorillas around, so that couldn't be it. Lucky a gorilla doesn't have his happy voice. Or what if Bunny from his room had come to life? Was Bunny planning a day hopping all around the meadow somewhere? Humming away happily to his happy voice? Kaiden ran down the hallway into his room and swung open the door, ready to catch the bunny escaping with his happy voice. But Bunny was right in the middle of the bed, and Kaiden's happy voice was nowhere in sight. Bunny doesn't have his happy voice. Where is it? He thought about where else he had been. Where else could his happy voice be? The bathroom. Maybe a whale had created a big ocean in the bathtub, singing whale songs with his happy voice. But when he slid into the bathroom, there was no big blue bathtub ocean, no singing whale, and no happy voice. It's probably a good thing that the whale doesn't have his happy voice, but where could it be? So down the hallway he strode, hunting for his happy voice. Next stop, the fridge. Kaiden imagined the big fish Mummy had bought for dinner, slicing through the water. Had it come to life and swallowed his happy voice? He pulled open the fridge doors and there was the fish. But no happy voice. Can you see the fish there? Yummy. All this imagining of wild animals and dinner coming to life was getting quite exciting. Kaiden barreled through the house, rolled across the lounge room floor, and dove behind the couch. He thought he spotted a lion. Had the lion snapped up his happy voice in his big jaws? Was he using it to roar orders to other wild animals? Kaiden jumped out, but there were no wild animals, and his happy voice was still missing. Who else could have stolen his happy voice? He suddenly realised the dogs were outside. Perhaps they had taken it so they could talk to each other in human. Kaiden scrambled outside and snuck up to listen to the dogs. But Chili and Lulu were barking. Dog and not human at all. They did not have his happy voice. Where is this happy voice? Disappointed, he headed back inside and flopped down onto the kitchen table in a huff. He'd been feeling okay before his happy voice went missing, but now he was feeling a terrible mixture of frustrated and sad. Oh dear. Where could his happy voice be? You look sad, Kaiden, said Mummy. You have not found your happy voice yet? No, wailed Kaiden. I've checked everywhere. That's made Kaiden really sad. I've been through the jungle, past hairy singing gorillas, run along meadows, chasing humming bunnies, swimming in the ocean with song-loving whales, across the plains with a bossy, roaring lion, and out in our backyard chasing the dogs. But my happy voice is nowhere. I can't find it. I can't find my happy voice. I think it's lost, he said grumpily. Mummy was chuckling by the time Kaiden finished telling her about all his adventures. Kaiden felt a bit confused. Mummy gave him a big hug and looked him in the eyes, smiling. Kaiden always felt better when his mummy smiled at him. Your happy voice isn't lost, said Mummy. It's here. And she pointed to his heart. Everyone has a happy voice deep inside. We can find it if we close our eyes and imagine a ball of light in any colour surrounding our hearts. It's warm, it keeps you safe. I know you can do it because you have the best imagination of all. Shall we try? It's really in there. It's in our heart. Oh, look, there. That's inside Kaiden. That's his happy heart. His happy voice, I mean. And heart. And suddenly Kaiden realised he did feel warm, safe and happy when he imagined a ball of light around his heart. It's fun doing that. This is where you can find your happy voice and how you can feel it, said Mummy. Not in the jungle with a hairy gorilla or in the ocean with a singing whale. Let's find your happy voice together. Mummies are very helpful, aren't they? To find our happy voice, we need to place our hands on our heart like this. Oh, again. Mummy took Kaiden's hands and placed them over his heart. Can you do that? That's the way. Take a big breath in and then slow breath out 3 times. Ready? One more. Kaiden and Mummy breathe in and out, listening to all the sounds of their breath and feeling all the feelings. Did you feel all your feelings? I sure did. Kaiden could hear the whale song, the ocean waves, and tall grass rustling on plains where lions sleep. There he is, doing his breathing. It's very important to breathe. You might have noticed the difference between my reading before my breathing and then after. It's very healthy for our mind, our body and our heart. And finding our happy voice. Oh, then Mummy said, can you feel your happy voice? And Kaiden could. Once you feel your warm, light energy ball around your heart, you can speak with your happy voice. But what if I'm sad? Kaiden asked his Mummy. Being sad is okay, said Mummy. But if you try to find your happy voice and speak with it, it will help me understand how you're feeling. There's Kaiden's Mummy there, if you didn't get to see. Just helping him find his happy voice. Kaiden was just about as relieved as he had been when the moment he'd realised there wasn't a lion in his lounge room. Kaiden practiced again and he put his hand on his heart, took 3 deep breaths, felt the warmth around his heart and found his happy voice. Mummy, do you think the wild animals would have breakfast with us? He asked. Mummy laughed and hugged Kaiden tight. You never know, Kaiden. And although Kaiden liked the idea of a whale in the bathtub, he was pleased to know that his happy voice was in his own heart. Not in a jungle, or in an ocean, not in a meadow, and not with a lion. He just needed someone who loved him to help him understand how he could feel his happy voice right here in his own heart. What a beautiful story. Wow, and in this story, there's also a guide for the parents. Now that mummy was really helpful. She's helped Kaiden find her happy heart, his happy voice, and hopefully she can help you learn how to find your happy voice too. Some guides for the parents, and there's also some breathing and meditation exercises here to help you out. Wow. You can scan the code down here and there's a full-length version of Happy Voice Meditation. I'm going to have to find that out, try that out. It's all a bit about the author, the editor, the yoga and meditation teacher, and the illustrator who drew all those great pictures. And that's the end. Wow, that was such a beautiful story. I bet we've all felt grumpy before. Have you felt grumpy before? I sure have. Sometimes sad and sometimes so excited that I don't know how I'm feeling. It's important also to do things that make you happy. I love making things. That's what makes me happy, and reading people's stories. Actually, I had a little friend make me something, and that means now I've got a lion in my lounge room. But it's not a scary one. It's a nice, soft one. And inside it is a very special heart. So the lion has a happy voice. When I get a little bit sad or a little bit frustrated or just want to have a nice relax, I go and find my happy voice lion cushion and cuddle it tight. Or I squeeze it or I throw it, however I feel. And then I remember, it reminds me of finding my happy voice in my heart. Do you know, it's really easy to make one of these. It's a no-sew lion cushion. I've got an idea. I'm going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you how to make one. You don't need many things. It's really simple to make. It's also a great thing to do together with maybe mum, dad, nan, pop, maybe a big brother or sister. They can help you do all the tying up because that bit takes a little bit of time, but it's super fun. It's also good for your little fingers to help them strengthen. All right, what do we need? Some scissors. Now remember, you need an adult if you're using scissors to be around. Okay, they are a bit sharp. Some material or scrap. You could use some fabric or a pillowcase or an old t-shirt. Just make sure you check with mum and dad first before you start cutting anything up. You don't want to cut up their nice pillowcases without permission. Okay, and another piece of material in a different type of colour. I'm going to do a rainbow lion. We need a bowl or something circle. That's just to help you get a nice round circle to cut out. You can just free draw that if you like. Now, the bigger your circle is, the bigger your cushion will be. So this one was this size and it came down to that small. So if you want a bigger circle, you need to get something bigger. Or if you want a smaller circle, you could just use the other side or something else that's a little bit smaller, like a pot plant. Okay, and some rubbish. I'm not kidding. If you don't have any stuffing, you could use some newspaper or some scrap rubbish or even the scraps of your material. We don't have any stuffing here today, so I've just decided to get some scraps from the craft bin and the scraps from the other lion cushion that we made here to stuff inside. It makes it really crinkly and cool to touch. All right, oh, and one other thing, a crayon or a marker to help you draw a circle on your fabric. Let's get started. Oh, I might need somewhere to work that you can see. Oh, let's get my workbench. Okay, now, here we go. All right, now you've got your two pieces of scrap. You need to slip in some lines. Nice big long ones. All the way around your circle. This is going to be the mane of your lion. Now you can also make different shapes. So later on I'm thinking I'm going to make a love heart, and maybe I can give that to my mum or nan for Mother's Day. And that can be to remind them to find their happy voice in their heart. You snip this all the way around. You also do it on your yellow one, or your other piece of fabric, sorry, opposite one. Okay, make sure you're taking care if you're the person cutting. Okay, and if you are cutting something, you've got your adult with you. Okay, so that's what one piece will look like. All right, then we do the other piece. Alright, now you've got your two pieces cut out, we are going to start tying them up together. So basically you just put them together and like this. Now you can do it with more than one piece if you like. You just tie a little knot. Now if the tying the knot is a little bit tricky, ask someone a bit bigger to help you, but make sure you practice with them, okay? Because eventually you will get it, okay? Use your fingers. Also, the longer you make your little pieces, the easier it is to tie your knot. So mine are a little bit short, so maybe next time I could make them a little bit longer, have a bigger mane, and it would be a little bit easier to tie the knots. Okay, you go all the way around. Make sure you go all the way around, but you leave a little section, just enough to fit your hand through so we can stuff in the stuffing. Okay, keep tying. Make sure you get all the little bits. So you can just tie however you like. There's no real way. It's a messy little mane, okay? Unless you're using certain colour fabrics and you want to have a certain pattern, then you could try it and do it a special way. But otherwise, just tie it however you feel. So getting started. Alright, so we've tied our cushion up all the way around, except for that tiny little bit where I said to leave for your hand to go through so we can stuff it. So I'm going to get the rubbish. Actually, I've got quite a bit of scrap here, so I might use mostly the scrap stuff. Okay, and you just squish it in. Now, if you want it to be really really soft, then put some soft stuff in. If you want it to be crinkly, put some rubbish in. Just make sure it's newspaper or just scrap paper, nothing from the actual bin. All right, and I think a little bit more. And I'm going to give this lion a special heart. Let me see if I've got some scraps here. I'm going to cut him a heart. Or maybe this one's a her. It's nice rainbow colours, I'm going to call it. I might see what I think when I finish it. Okay, I'm going to put a heart inside. You won't see it. It's just to remind us to find our happy voice in our heart. Okay, oh, stuff that in a bit more. Alright, now we just need to finish tying this up. Now, I haven't put the face on yet. Usually, oh, it's a bit confusing because they're all, my scraps are the same colour. So if it doesn't matter, you can use either the same colour or you can use something else. Okay, finish tying it up. Almost done. So you can either draw your face, if you're going to do a face, on this before your before you tie it all up, or you can do it after. Now, if you just go through and pull out any other bits, especially your colourful parts, okay, pull them out, make sure they're nice and visible. There's one under there, I think. All right, so on this side, it's a rainbow sun. And this side is the side of my lion. So you can either draw on it like we have done here for this one, or you could glue some things on. So I might do a little bit of both. I'm gonna need some pom-poms or buttons. Right, so I'm going to draw and glue some things on. So mark right about in the middle. Oh. About in the middle, mark where the nose of the lion's going to be. That's if you're doing a lion. Remember, you could just leave it like this. It could be a smiley face, a grumpy face, it could be a beautiful sun, it could be anything you like. But we're going to do a lion today, just like in the lion in the book Finding Your Happy Voice. Okay, so you draw a bit of a nose. And then some little marks down. Some dots. Dots, dots, dots. Maybe some whiskers. Mine are really, really light because my texture isn't a permanent marker. But that's okay. You can ask Mum or Dad to help you if you want to use a permanent marker. All right, and then I'm going to glue I'm going to do one yellow nose. Glue that on. It's probably going to need a little bit of time to set. See? And my eyes. Go over its mouth again. This one's and look. Oh, I'm gonna need some stronger glue for that nose. There we have it, my very own lion cushion to remind me to find my happy voice within my heart. Oh. Dino Dwiggle. I can hear Dino Dwiggle. It's Dino Dwiggle time! Yay! Do you know what that means? We do a drawing with squiggles and lines and wigglies and whirls, and we turn it into something beautiful! Or not so much. It doesn't really matter, it's super fun. Alright, we need to call Dino Dwiggle. Dino Dwiggle! Dino Dwiggle! Dino Dwiggle! I wonder what Dino Dwiggle's going to draw for us today. Oh, hello Dino Dwiggle. Hello. Oh, he's already drawing some zigzags. Okay. Is it going to be tricky? Is it going to be easy?
I know a Dinosaur Box.
You do? What's his name? Alright, are we ready to go? Oh, okay. What can we do? Ready? Alright, well, I think this is going to have to be these look a bit like eyes. This looks a bit like angry type of mouth. It's going to be an angry monster. Oh. What else could he have?
Do a background.
A background?
Yeah, and a tail.
Oh, give him a tail, all right. Whoa, maybe he's a dinosaur monster. Wait, I think we need to give him a heart. Should we put it here? So he looks a bit angry, a bit like Kaiden did in the beginning of the book, Finding Your Happy Voice. Remember, Kaiden was very angry in the morning when he woke up and he said, "Hi, good morning, Mum," in an angry voice. And then his mummy helped him find his happy voice inside his heart. Just like here. So maybe this will help. Maybe this monster needs to read this special book. Now, if you really enjoyed this book, you can find Finding Your Happy Voice on their website. And you can find all sorts of other cool resources, colouring in, mindful activities, meditation, exercises, and all sorts of things. Now, we have had such a fun time today. We've read Finding Your Happy Voice. We've made lion cushions. Oh, they're all gone. Oh, here's one. We've made lion cushions. And we've done a Dino Dwiggle and made a grumpy little dinosaur monster. Oh, thank you. Here's the other cushion. Well, we hope you've had a dino day and we'd love to see you again. Bye.